We all have these little morning habits, these rituals we do without even thinking. But what if I told you there's one that millions of us share, and it might be quietly sabotaging our entire day before we've even had our first cup of coffee? Let's dive into what's really going on inside your brain in those first few moments after you wake up.
So, be honest. Before your feet even hit the floor, is this the first thing you do? If you're sitting there nodding right now, you are definitely not alone. But what feels like just a harmless little habit, well, it could be having a much bigger and not so great impact on your day than you realize.
Yep, that's right. That little scroll, that quick check of your notifications, it's actually putting your brain under immediate pressure. I mean, think about it. Your brain hasn't even had a chance to fully come online yet, and you're already pushing it straight into high alert mode.
But what's actually going on in there? Let's get into the science of what happens when you decide to kickstart your day with a screen. It turns out it's a pretty fascinating and kind of chaotic chemical reaction happening right inside your head.
Okay, so picture this. When you wake up naturally, your brain gently transitions from sleep to being awake. A hormone called cortisol starts to rise, which is actually a good thing in the morning. It's what makes you feel alert and ready to go. But checking your phone, that completely hijacks the whole process. Instead of that gentle, slow ramp-up, you're hit with an immediate flood, an overload of information, messages, and news. And this is where it gets really messy for your brain. It creates this immediate internal tug-of-war. On one hand, every little notification, every like, it gives you a tiny hit of dopamine. That's the feel-good chemical. But at the exact same time, seeing a stressful work email or some bad news on a headline activates your stress circuits. It's literally like slamming on the gas and the brake at the very same moment. So what's the result of all that confusion? Well, that natural, healthy alertness you're supposed to feel, it gets twisted. It morphs into anxiety. So instead of feeling ready to take on the day, you start at feeling on edge, a little overwhelmed, and maybe even like you're already behind.
And this morning anxiety, it doesn't just go away. It builds into something we can call the daily distraction tax. And it's not just a fleeting feeling. It has a real-world cost that you end up paying for throughout your entire day.
This one habit just chips away at your most valuable mental resources. For starters, it can shorten your attention span, making it that much harder to focus on deep, important work later. It fills your head with mental clutter before you've even decided what to wear. But maybe the most crucial part, it makes you reactive. You're immediately responding to everyone else's demands, their emails, their messages, their news alerts, instead of setting your own intentions for the day.
This quote just nails it perfectly. Your brain starts the day responding to others instead of regulating itself. I mean, wow. You're basically outsourcing your morning mood to whatever happens to pop up on that screen. You're handing over the controls from the get-go.
And all of this leads to a feeling I bet a lot of us know all too well. You ever feel completely drained by like 11 a.m.? Well, this is a huge reason why. Your brain has been in this state of low-grade reactive stress since the second you woke up. Of course it gets tired so quickly.
Okay, so that's the problem. And I know, it sounds a little bleak, but here is the really, really good news. The solution is incredibly simple. It doesn't involve some complicated new routine, just one small change that helps you take back your focus and start the day on your own terms.
This is it. That's the secret. Just 15 to 30 minutes. It's not about throwing your phone in a lake. It's just about giving your brain a short, protected window to wake up properly. Think of it as a small investment that pays off with massive returns and mental clarity all day long.
So how do you actually do it? Well, the process couldn't be simpler. First, you wake up, just like normal. Second, and this is the key, just delay grabbing your phone. Maybe even leave it in another room overnight. And third, just let your brain wake up naturally. Open the curtains, do a few stretches, sit in silence for a minute, make your coffee, do literally anything that doesn't involve a screen, just to give your mind the space it needs to transition smoothly.
You got to think of it like this. Your morning is a training session for your brain's focus. And with that first action, you're making a choice. You can either train your brain for distraction and reactivity, or you can train it for calm, intentional focus. And the choice you make in those first 15 minutes, it really does set the pattern for the entire day ahead.
So ultimately, you have a choice. That small little window of time between your alarm going off and you looking at a screen is incredibly powerful. The question is, how are you going to use it to set yourself up for a better day tomorrow? It's definitely something to think about tonight before you go to bed.